to Just Jesus with me, Charissa. And Jesus, I really hope that He speaks to your heart today and that your heart's open to just let His voice in and allow His voice and His word to take root in your heart and for something to grow. I've been reading in 2 Corinthians today about Paul, who wrote the book and most of the books in the New Testament, and he's writing to this church in Corinth, and he's been chatting for a while in this bit of the letter, and I'm just going to pick it up from chapter 5 verse 11. It says, "Because we understand our fearful responsibility to the Lord, we work hard to persuade others. God knows we are sincere, and I hope you know this too. Are we commending ourselves to you again? No, we are giving you a reason to be proud of us, so you can answer those who brag about having a spectacular ministry rather than having a sincere heart." Now, when I read that, I was like, whoa, the guy who had the most spectacular ministry after Jesus is probably the Apostle Paul, who kind of started most of the churches in the Western world and Asia, and he really was a catalyst for everything, for all the Christians that are Christians now. He wrote the New Testament, he did most of the New Testament, and he did some amazing stuff like the miracles, just like raising the dead. He was persecuted, he never ever shied away from trouble, and he took his responsibility seriously. It says, "Because we understand our fearful responsibility to the Lord, we work hard to persuade others." Now, I was thinking about this, and sometimes for us, we can get a bit carried away with ourselves, and we can be a bit like, oh, the world needs saving, and yeah, it does need saving. But it's like this desire to go and preach the gospel and this desire to go and save people, which is a good desire, by the way, can sometimes start to just blend over a bit into false responsibility. Now, what I mean is that God doesn't actually need you. He doesn't need you to do anything. He's chosen you to go and preach the gospel. And it's your responsibility to fulfill what He's called you to do. So your responsibility is to God. Okay, it's not to the world. It's not that you need to be preaching to thousands and hundreds of thousands of people all over the world because they need to hear what you've got to say. No, they need Jesus. And your responsibility is to speak to whoever you have before you about the good news of Jesus. And it goes on to say here, are we commending ourselves to you again? No, we're giving you a reason to be proud of us, so you can answer those who brag about having a spectacular ministry rather than a sincere heart. You see, we shouldn't be preaching the gospel so that we can say, oh, look at us, aren't we great? We shouldn't be trying to, go and heal the sick, go and do miracles because we want people to look at us and think, aren't we great? Our responsibility is to God, and what we need to make sure we have, our own little bit, is a sincere heart. If your heart's not sincere, then God, He doesn't care how many people you've led to Christ. He doesn't care how many miracles you've done. And look at what I've done and this and that. He cares about your heart, about having a sincere heart, a pure heart that fears God, that loves God, and that goes to the lost, because God has sent you to the lost. And I was thinking it's a bit like a Pizza Express restaurant, you know, like the head chef at a Pizza Express restaurant. Every customer that goes into a Pizza Express knows what kind of food it's going to deliver. They don't for a minute think, oh, the chef is amazing here. Wow, he's got good recipes, because it's a chain restaurant and the head chef is good at putting out what he's supposed to do, and it's the recipes that he's been given. The profits go to the owners of the business, it doesn't go to the head chef. So I guess what Paul's saying here, it's a bit like, don't be so silly, don't be stupid taking on all this responsibility that's not yours, and don't start bragging about how spectacular your ministry is and how wonderful you are, because actually that's just like a head chef thinking, I own the whole chain of Pizza Express and I came up with all these recipes and the business plan, and I, employ thousands and thousands of people. It's just not true. That head chef knows full well that he's just serving that one restaurant with those customers day in, day out. And if that head chef left, another head chef would join. Okay, so the actual ministry side of it, the actual serving side of it, you just have to be faithful, because if that chef starts putting out burnt food, the customers are going to complain and he's not doing his job properly. So he has to do his job properly to satisfy the customers, because the business guy knows what the customers want. The business guy has employed people to get the right recipe. We have one recipe, and that is the gospel of Jesus. We have one thing to sell, and that's the good news about Jesus. And later on it says about how God is making his appeal through us. And I just want to say, is God really making his appeal through you? Is it God's message? Make sure that you don't just blend in a bit of your own stuff in there. Don't go off recipe, don't go off script. Make sure it's only the message of Jesus that you're sharing, and that it's the sincere heart that you have for God. So I hope this blesses you today, and drop me a comment and we can chat more about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.
If you want to watch any more videos like this one, then please just subscribe or follow us. And if you want to know any more about Jesus, or you want to get in touch with us about anything, then please go to our website, makejesusknown.com.